Hi, I'm Christine Niffen, and welcome to Quick Tips on Love. Today I want to talk about the ever ridiculous question that comes at the end of a breakup. Can we be friends? Let me tell you what, you know who wants to be friends? The person who wants to be friends is the person who's doing the breakup. And one of a couple of things is happening here. They either want to have their cake and eat it too. In other words, they want to go out and find something new and exciting, but they want to have all the benefits and the security of the friendship that came with the relationship. Well, you know what I tell clients all the time, because it's usually the ones that feel left that are in my office. I say, you know what? I don't give cake. People, let's empower yourselves. I don't care if you get a bumper sticker. I don't care if you get some t-shirts made. Your new mantra is, if someone asks you this, I don't give cake. The other thing that I think is going on is people want to alleviate the guilt that they feel being the one that's initiating the breakup. And listen, I'm not saying it's legitimate guilt. I really believe everyone is entitled to leave a relationship that's not working for them. I wholeheartedly believe that, and I don't believe everybody's supposed to be together. But I do think if you are the one leaving, and people are going to feel predictably one of two ways. If you're the one that feels the one who is left, you're going to be hurt, upset, and shell-shocked. You're going to bounce back and forth between the hurt and upset. It's going to keep you up till 3 o'clock in the morning. And that's the hard thing and the exhausting thing that people have to deal with in that position in a breakup. If you're in the position of being the one who's the leaver, you're understandably going to feel guilty because you have initiated what you think is that pain. And as I said earlier, you're entitled to go. But I don't think it's fair to ask the other person to remain friends. And let me tell you why. They're shell-shocked. They don't want this to happen. They'll probably say or agree to anything that keeps you guys from having distance. They may be agreeing to something that most of the time is it's too much emotionally for people to be able to, to be able to do that. So here you are and you think you can be friends, but here's what tends to really happen and why you don't see this happen that successfully. Certainly not immediately after breaking up. What you find is you may go out to lunch, maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks after the breakup, and you have some light chit chat, some good conversation. It was a delicious sandwich, and you go home and think, you know what, maybe we can do this. I wasn't sure, but I think maybe we can. But what ends up almost always happening, whether it's the second, third, fourth time you guys go out, is all those unanswered questions, the one that kept you up till 3 and 4 in the morning that you were tossing back and forth, needing answers to, that haunted you, they invariably start popping back up into your light conversation at lunch. It could be things like, so what happened? Did you just fall out of love with me? And how long ago did you know? And why didn't you tell me something was wrong? Maybe we could have done something about it. Another typical one I hear is, if you knew we were breaking up, how come last week we were planning next year's vacation? Why were we looking at places to go and talking about hotels we were going to stay in and how much fun it was going to be? If you knew you were breaking up, were you just lying to me? Was it just a facade? What in the world was going on? Or the one that I really like that's often said by people who, quite frankly, are emotionally unavailable. I love you, and you're my best friend, but I want to break up. And you say to yourself, does that make any sense? You call all your friends, you're like, he or she says they love me and I'm their best friend, but they don't want to be together. What are they looking for? Does that make any sense? So, those come up, and what ends up happening is these light lunches don't become so light anymore. You, if you're the person who was left, end up leaving the lunch upset. It stirs up all those unanswered questions, and you start having trouble sleeping at night again, as if we're back to square one. The person who was the one who left, even if they had a legitimate reason to go, ends up thinking, this isn't very much fun trying to be friends, because it always comes to this. It's hurt, it's pain, it's frustration. Let me tell you what, that's why this doesn't work out, certainly not immediately. So do yourself a favor. If you find yourself at the ending of a relationship, if you want to ask somebody to be friends, think about that maybe they're going to be agreeing to something that really doesn't work for them, and you're probably going to end up more frustrated, so you better leave it alone for now. And if you find yourself the one who was left, your reply simply needs to be, that's absolutely not going to happen, that's not possible, and I can't tell you when or if that's ever going to happen. So that's your quick tip on love on the topic of let's be friends. Stay tuned, there'll be another one coming up next.